Hello, guys. I have another message for you. And so, this message is regarding God preparing a table for you. So, I have told you guys that in the last video what God was saying about expansion and how He's expanding and enlarging your territory as we went through Isaiah 54 2 through 8. And Heavenly Father, He showed me some people. Well, He gave me two different scenarios, honestly three, and these could be related, but then they could be separate too. And so He showed me in one of the dreams that He gave me, there was a person who was seated at a table with you. And this person who was seated at this table was something in someone that has been trying to hinder you, who has been trying to block you, who has been trying to stop basically you from moving forward. And so at this time there's a lot of promotions that is going on and that is happening, and God is promoting His children. He is promoting those who have been obedient, those who have been doing His will, those who have been listening to Him, those who have kept their house clean, those who, God has made certain promises to you. And so as you have continued to endure through the midst of the trials, test, tribulation, the storm, the chaos, everything that you've been going through, God has prepared a table for you in the presence of your enemies. And so this person wants a seat at your table. And God may allow this person to be seated at your table just so that they are able to see the work that God has done. And so ultimately, when God does do a work and as He promotes His children, it's not for us. It is for His name to be glorified. It is for Him to get the glory. It is for Him to show and to prove not only to you and to strengthen your faith and to be loyal, because He's a loyal God like we were talking about before, but it's also in order for God to show those who were mocking God, those who were disobedient, those who were not listening, how powerful He is, how strong He is, how there's nothing that He's not able to do. And He told me that before I did this message, He said nothing is impossible with Him. Nothing is impossible. And so sometimes it takes seeing the impossible to realize and know that the impossible is possible with God. And so to man it may not be possible, but with God all things are possible. And so ultimately this person may be seated at your table just so that God can show them the things that He's done, the things that He's able to do, and to just show this individual that there's nothing that they can do to hurt, harm, hinder, delay, transgress, or stop the plans that He has for you. Oh my goodness. And He showed me that too. He said, eyes have not seen and ears have not heard the plans that He has for you. And so there are some people who are getting ready to see the plans that He has for you. And that was one scenario of this person who was at the same table as you. And then there was another scenario where there's some people in your past who said things about you, seen things about you, mocked you, laughed, and different things that you were going through, who were elevated, who were promoted, and who did get to a certain place. There's going to be a day and a time where you're going to walk through open doors, but you're going to have your own table. Your God has prepared a table for you in the presence of your enemies. So one of the scenarios he gave me was a person being seated at the same table as you, even though they were more of like a Judas in your life. That was the first scenario. The second scenario was someone coming back into your life who had their own table, but you had your own table too, and so you guys were seated at two different tables. But again, it was so that God can show that He is preparing a table, so you're going to be able to enter into rooms you did not qualify for. God does not call the qualified, He qualifies those who He calls in order for people to see His work, His will, the things that He is getting ready to do, and to ultimately show that He is Alpha, Omega, beginning, end. Like, He's in control of everything and all things. And so you're gonna run into some people who are also gonna have a table in the same place and location that God is taking you, but you guys are going to be sitting at separate tables. And it was like they were shocked, they were surprised to see that you were there, because they thought that you were going to be they didn't think that you would be able to be in the same room as them. And so that was the second scenario. And then the third scenario he showed me was you welcoming new connections, new people, and just having a good time with the rest of the people at your table, and how He is just sending new people into your life for you to connect with and for you to fellowship with, work with, and just have an amazing good time. So there's a lot of joy, peace that surpasses all understanding, and things that God is doing in this hour, that He is promoting His children, promoting, just ultimately so people can see His will. And so get ready for promotions, for joy, for peace, for happiness, for new connections. Welcome new connections. And I don't know who needs to hear this message, but I pray this message blesses you. I'll be back with another video, Elohim willing. Bye, guys.